Hey everybody, how we doing? Well, this is take three of this video here. Been struggling to get the right stuff done, so let's just power through this together. Um, Thanks for working hard last week and getting in there and plugging through those online classes. I know it can be very difficult to time manage and remember to get on and do all that stuff. I've been there. I've been on to online classes. Not a big fan of them myself. It's hard to regulate, so I get it. So if you're struggling at all to do that, and you need assistance or you need help with due dates and things like that, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me and let me know what's going on. I'm always here to help you guys, and we're just, all of us teachers we're going to be very flexible with what's going on with this online learning. So never hesitate to get on there and let me know what's going on and tell me when you need some help. So last week we ended with American imperialism. We looked at what that American imperialism, why in the world we did it, right? There's a lot of military reasons, mostly economic though, whether it's resources or strategic trading, or places for our military to go. It's mostly economic reasons that we're doing that imperialism, is it not? So, but we want to look today. We're going to continue with that continuity, conflict, and change. And remember, our essential question is: does conflict drive change? So we're going to look at a specific conflict and how it did drive change. And so we can see in this example of how a certain conflict absolutely drove change. So the first thing I want you to do today is that discussion board on Canvas and what motivates countries to join a global conflict. So remember that global conflict, that's going to be the whole world together. That's everybody. And obviously not every single country joined in the First World War, but there were a lot. I mean, the vast majority of countries in the world that were industrialized and had a military were joining in that conflict. And so what motivates countries to do that? And just give me two sentences there on Canvas. That'll work out just fine. And then moving to the second part here, we're going to be looking at an acronym called MAIN. And so MAIN, it just helps us put those causes of the First World War in kind of a good, succinct order, to see how it all worked together and kind of blew up into that First World War. So for the M, that's going to be militarism. So what are the military factors for that helped cause the First World War? Alliances. How did those alliances that those countries in Europe had that led to the First World War? The biggest thing with that is when you have an alliance. If I have an alliance with somebody and I get punched in the face, my friend who's my ally, hopefully he's going to come back me up, right? And so that's how it works for the country too. So you've got a country that if it's attacked by another country, their friend, their ally is going to step in and say, hey, you can't do that to my friend. They're my friend. And so they're going to come in and attack. And then it's just a domino effect, right? And so the I there, that's imperialism. So what are those imperialism factors that led to the First World War? And you can use some of the stuff you learned from that American imperialism, but remember we're looking at the cause of World War I. And so the United States isn't going to be involved in that just yet. And because the U.S. doesn't enter till about 3 years in, remember, so 1917. And then the N is the nationalism. So what about nationalism and pride in your country helped lead to the cause of World War I? And, it's just one of those, the straw that broke the camel's back type of situation there. But I want you to think about those and give two sentences in each box here, just to show your thinking and your process there, so I know that you're getting it. And then if you look to the right, I've got this blue ink here, but there's going to be a blank there when you get your worksheet. What I want you to do, though, is type on these. So get rid of the line there. So if there was a line, look like that, not a plus sign. It looked like that. And so I just want you to backspace that line. use blue font and then type in there blue font. That'll be really easy for me to read so I can see it and get it real quick when I'm going through and reading these. But this is just shows a good, flowing process here for escalation and eventual, war in Europe and the start of World War I. We have looked at this before, so you should have a decent understanding of it. But if you need some help, just pop over to Google and do some research to fill these in. And then moving down here to this bottom part, we got 3 questions here. So the first one is motivations for U.S. to enter World War I. So remember, World War I starts in 1914, okay? Or it's in 1914. And then motivations for the U.S. to enter, remember the U.S. enters 3 years later in 1917. So we're staying back out of this fight for 3 years. So what eventually gets us, hey, we should join into this fight? I want you to explain that in 2 sentences. When, if ever, is America justified in getting involved in war? Opinion and evidence. So this one is a complete opinion piece here, but I want you to really find hard evidence that backs your opinion. So if you're saying that we should never get involved in war, you need to find some evidence and say, this is why we shouldn't, because it does this, or because if we don't, this happens. And then if you're saying we should get involved in war, same thing. I need you to get hard evidence as to why we should not ever join war. And there can be a middle ground too. Give evidence as to, for the most part, we shouldn't. But, if something happens where we need to, this is why we should. So just give evidence, whatever your thinking is there. And then, why would a country join in a conflict? Can peace ever be achieved? Why or why not? So I want you to answer those 3 questions there. Sorry, for when, if ever, should America... Oh, sorry, Gimli's wanting to get in the picture here. Say hi, Gimli. All right. Sorry about that. 3 sentences for the when, if ever, is America justified in getting involved in war. 3 sentences there. And then for the debrief, I'd like 3 or 4 sentences here too. Just answering all 3 of those questions. Remember this why or why not phase here, okay? Don't just say yes or no and then move on there. I want you to explain your thinking. Remember, I'm not in class, so I can't be there sitting, next to you, hearing your thought process. So please try to write that down so I can see what you're thinking. And then we'll work through that and get that turned in. So we're going to be doing this a little bit different now. So if you are an A-Day person, you're going to be doing these on Monday and Wednesday. If you are a B-Day person, you're going to be doing this on Tuesday and Thursday. So the way that'll work, you'll just get on for B-Day people, you just get on Tuesday and turn things in Wednesday, get on Thursday, turn things in Friday. And then for A-Day, you get on Monday and turn things in Tuesday, on Wednesday and turn things in Thursday. And if that doesn't work out for you, just let me know and we can work something out together. It's no big deal. And we'll work together to make sure this works. Come on. So we'll work together and make sure this works out and it'll be fine. So I hope the first week went well, and I hope you're being able to move through and do this this week. Let me know what's going on. Let me know if you're struggling to get these things done. I'm here to help you guys. I hope this has been at least a somewhat beneficial experience for you all. I know it's been hard, but we're here for you guys, and let us know what's going on. So have a good first couple of days here of the second week of e-learning.